Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of lines and angles. This is standard 8.8D in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 27 off the 2021 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we've got 4 different diagrams here, and we've got, first off, G is parallel to K. So that's going to be very important that the problem declares it. So that's the symbol there. G is parallel to K. It looks like G and K are parallel in each of these 4 sets of lines, but it doesn't work unless the problem actually states it. And then we've got line T intersecting lines G and K. Obviously, line T is intersecting G and K, but once again, the problem has to state it. That's how it works. As you get a little bit older and into high school and you start looking at actual geometry courses, the problem has to state many of these things, even if it looks like they're true. So what does that do for us? Well, you notice we've got these angles that are kind of paired up here. So this T is actually called a transversal. Right, so that's a line that intersects 2 parallel lines. And so when you have a straight line that intersects 2 parallel lines, and you see it's intersecting at different angles, that's fine. But this transversal does all kinds of cool things with the angles. So take a look. So this one line, and I'll start at the top here, is actually creating 8 angles. Right, there's 4 angles up at the top, 4 angles down at the bottom. And if you wanted to, we can kind of number them 1, 2, 3, 4. And we could do 5, 6, 7, and 8. You can number them however you want. But you notice that really what we're doing here is we've got this 61 degrees in position 1 and in position 5. It's the same relative position, right? It's this top left corner of the 4 angles created by the transversal. And we have a 61 degrees in both of these sections. And so in both of these sections, you have an angle that is occupying the exact same relative position, top left corner. They're the exact same. And there's actually a name when you get these angles like that that are in the same relative position. Those are called corresponding angles. Now, there's all different types of angles when you get a transversal with 2 parallel lines. You have alternate interior and exterior, but these are called corresponding angles because their positions correspond to each other. They're top left. And we're actually looking at the top left in all of these sets right here. So same thing. Right, you got top left is 123 obtuse, top left is 123 obtuse in both of those. And so we've got a top left. You notice that we're seeing the same thing. We get the same corresponding angles. And so now we're stuck with, well, if that's 136, what is that? Well, it seems pretty obvious that we're following this pattern, that it's 136. But it's because they occupy the same relative position, top left. So let's check our answers. The value of x is 180. First off, no. This is 180 degrees. It's a straight line. That is obviously an obtuse angle, but it's not a straight line. Because the labeled angles in each diagram are supplementary, and the sum of measures of supplementary angles is 180. Now, those 2 aren't supplementary. They're corresponding. This says 90. Because it thinks that the 2 are 90-degree angles because they are complementary. No, that's a 90-degree angle. That's not what it is. And they're not complementary either. The value is 44. Because they think 44 and that 136 make 180. No, the value is 136. That's what we're looking for. Why? Because the labeled angles in each diagram are congruence. Yes, because they're corresponding angles. Our answer is D.